Assassin's Creed Brotherhood is a game rated M by the ESRB. Hello everyone and welcome back to more StephenPlays Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. On the last episode, I left you at a huge cliffhanger down here in the pits of hell with my team, Desmond and friends. Now we're going to jump down here, see what exactly is going on. This looks like something I can touch, but I don't believe it is. I think we're supposed to go further down. Or maybe I just need to use my powers. There is some weird stuff going on up there. That's where we need to head. Alright, up we go. Let's take a look.
Do you think it speaks English?
Just say it.
Okay. 72.
Wow. It's all led up to this.
After you, I think.
Don't be scared, Sean. What could happen?
You guys have to see this.
This is amazing. Wow. The apple seems to be in the center.
This is a big chamber.
Time to find out where those temples are.
Checkpoint reached. Down we go. Button.
Or you might cause this room to turn into an alien spaceship and fly away. Think about it.
100 years I might speak and still you would not know us. You with 5 senses, us with 6. The one we kept from you, to be safe. Now you can never know, only try. Grasp. You can see, smell, taste, touch, hear. Knowledge has been locked away.
There's a 6th sense we're missing? Is there a switch on the wall? No, that's just her chilling. Okay. You chilling. I gotta get over there somehow. How do I get over there? Because I can't just... Oh god! Oh, I see how it is. Take too long, and problems start to arise. Sure, of course it's timed. Why wouldn't it be timed? Let's jump up here. Are these gonna lose power eventually too, or because I hit the thing, we're good? Jump, Desmond! Alright, there must have been something I missed. Back up we go. This makes most sense to me. And then over here, perhaps we go up here and then we can start. I see, we can start climbing. Got it. All of these are necessary. There's not any that are out of place. They are all needed to advance.
After, when the world became undone, you tried to pass it through the blood, tried to join you to us. You see the blue shimmer, hear the words, but you do not know.
Wait, that didn't count? Oh, you're full of crap. There we go. Much better.
We should have left as you were.
What? Oh, dang it. Oh, son of a... On the big one.
It is hard to stay contained, knowing as we do. We wait for you, Desmond. You will come here. You will activate it. You will know only when it is too late.
Did you hear any of that?
Any of what, Desmond?
So... Did I do it? Because, like, I totally did it. I think I did it in time. But... Now I'm thinking maybe not. Doggone it, this is hard as crap. I did it! this time. Good. Go me. Keep moving. Woo! So what does it mean?
Did it.
I think I made some stairs. Checkpoint reached. Holy crap.
So where are the temples?
You want me to ask it?
Or think it or something. You sure you asked it the right thing?
I know this, I know that symbol. That's a Phrygian cap. It stands for freedom, and that's a Masonic eye. Now those two come together in only one place.
What's happening? I can't move.
Your DNA communes with the apple. You have activated it.
Let me go!
On the 72nd day before the moment of awakening, you, birthed from our loins and the loins of our enemies, the end and the beginning, whom we abhor and honor. The final journey commences. There is one who will accompany you through the gate. She lies not within our sight. The cross darkens the horizon.
What are you doing?
The path must be opened. You cannot escape your part in this. The scales shall be balanced.
Wait, what? Holy crap.
Stop! Please!
You know very little. We must guide you. Cease your struggle.
No!
Yeah, press any button. Okay, game, I will.
It is done. The way lies all before you. Only she remains to be found. Awaken the sixth. Go, alone.
What? What? Whoa. Man, I got the chills, but I got the bad chills, man. I ain't got the good chills, I got... One of the things I was interested in going into Brotherhood... first off, I was super excited to start Brotherhood. You guys might recall how soon after 2 ended that I started Brotherhood. Normally we give it a year, but we didn't wait an entire year between 2 and Brotherhood because the ending of 2 was so bizarre and so good that I was like, I really want to jump into Brotherhood. And there were people that absolutely loved 2, thought 2 was the best, and there was a lot of other people that said Brotherhood is the best. Brotherhood, I think it is the best. I think Brotherhood is better than 2. Like, I think 2's story is a little more...
Shit, he's gone into shock. Put him back in the machine. It's the only way to fix this.
Wait, what?
But the Animus did this to him. Am I the expert or not? Do it.
No.
I have no idea what's happening. I think Brotherhood was better than 2. 2's story is a little more concise. Like, if you were only going to play one game, obviously you should play 2. It's the beginning. And if 2 tickles your fancy, then move on into Brotherhood, because the stories connect. And 2 and Brotherhood feel like one long game. But there were so many advances in gameplay that they did to Brotherhood that it's incredible. I loved Assassin's Creed 1. A lot of people were like, yeah, I don't know about Assassin's Creed 1. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. So to play 1, really enjoy it, go into 2... and everything I loved about 1 is there, except they've piled on more stuff to make it even more immersive. better in really every single way. That same leap exists from 2 to Brotherhood. I really, really loved Brotherhood. Just everything about it seems like a huge improvement on 2, which was already a fantastic game. There were so many elements that they continued to, you know, unveil over the course of the game. Like, even later into the game. I remember whenever I finally got the assassin recruits, and I don't remember what chapter we were in, but we were pretty far into the sequences, and I was like, they're just now introducing this. And it was just non-stop. They kept unveiling more and more. Even playing with the apple at the end of the game was a hoot, and it was a lot of fun. But yeah, start to finish, Brotherhood was fantastic. But I was curious, you know, was the ending going to be out there and weird and strange like it was in 2? And for the most part, yes. Yes, it was. And I think that it met my expectations, exceeded, especially being able to go back to the Colosseum in present day. That was phenomenal. The only way it doesn't is that in 2, you had that entire moment where you realize this is so much bigger than you. There's that unveiling moment after you fight Rodrigo and you go into that room and you meet, you know, the crazy hologram lady, and like that moment is a complete like WTF, what is going on? This is crazy. And that couldn't quite be matched just for the fact that we already knew that was coming, and she had been talking to us, especially in the endgame. That said, Brotherhood was stupendous. And the ending of Brotherhood was absolutely stupendous. But I am so concerned. I'm so concerned. And they have to give you one heck of a cliffhanger because, you know, they want you to come back for Revelation. And Revelations is connected. If anyone watching right now not familiar with the Assassin's Creed series, for one, we're in the same boat, so you guys are experiencing this as well. But number 2, the second game is actually a trilogy. There's Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations, and they all tell the story of Ezio Auditore. So we've only completed part 2 of 3. So in part 3, Revelation, we will pick up where we left off and be able to continue the story of Ezio Auditore. The reason we do 3 LPs on StephenPlays is so there's some variety on the channel. Not everyone is going to be into every single thing we do, and I understand that. There's going to be some people that aren't really into the Assassin's Creed series. But for those who are, and probably it's going to be you guys watching right now, it's fantastic. And I've really, really enjoyed the series. And it's one of those things that I've always wondered how I managed to avoid it for so long, because it's been around forever. And besides playing around in the village in the first Assassin's Creed game, whenever I had played a few minutes of it when my friend had brought it over one time, a million years ago, it feels like, I'd never really played it. And I'm so glad that I am now experiencing this series. A lot of times games get flack if they have lots and lots of sequels, or if they become an annual series, which it seems like Assassin's Creed is coming. But that does not necessarily diminish it as a quality title. And the Assassin's Creed series, at least in these early games that I've played so far, are very much quality titles. Sometimes Ubisoft gets a bad rep too, but especially right now, like for these games, these are fantastic. The great thing is these games are dated too, and that's good because if you want to pick them up, you can. I've had so many messages, so many tweets sent my way for people who have started watching this series on the channel and love them and went out and got all the games. There's been some people who have beat me because they didn't even know about the series, and they said, you know what, I started watching, your LP of 1 and 2, and when you started Brotherhood, I watched a little of it, and I said, you know what, I'm going to go get it myself. And they actually went and got the game, and since then they've beat Brotherhood, they beat Revelation, and they're like, there's a lot in store. I gotta say, I'm interested. I'm very interested to go into Revelations because that's the one game in the series where people seem to be a little wishy-washy on. It's not that it's a bad game, from what I've heard. It's not that Revelation is bad. It's just it doesn't introduce things at the rate that Brotherhood did. A lot of people in the comments that I've heard have called it more or less like Brotherhood 2. Like it's kind of a continuation. And I think maybe there are some elements that are introduced that sometimes people aren't super huge fans of. But that doesn't get me down. I'm very excited for the game because I'm very, very invested in the story of Ezio and then also Desmond Miles. Ezio is a far more fascinating character than Desmond, admittedly. I think I had once called Desmond Miles the equivalent of human chalk, and that's not far off. But Ezio, on the other hand, is absolutely fascinating. A fascinating character with a fascinating backstory, and all of the games that have involved him so far have been really, really interesting. I also loved Altair. Don't get me wrong, in Assassin's Creed 1, it was a great introduction to the game, and I feel bad because there's so many people nowadays I've talked to that really dislike 1, but most of these people started with 2, and yeah, of course, if you start with 2, there's no way you can go back to 1. There is no way, because so many things had been introduced, it makes the first game seem very archaic. But if you start with 1, it's a pretty short title, and you can really get a lot out of the story, in my opinion. But Brotherhood was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for commenting, continuing to help me throughout the course of the game. Brotherhood was recorded in multiple small batches throughout, and you know, I'd record a little and then look at your comments and see what you guys wanted me to do, what you wanted me to try and get. Obviously, we've never 100%ed completely any of the Assassin's Creed games, but I feel like we really go above and beyond what is even completely necessary. Doing like the 100% sync of Rome, that's not necessary, but it's fun to do. And there was a lot of people telling me at the beginning, you know, to not worry about trying to save your money and investing it in all of these businesses because a lot of it was for the end game. But I feel like I worked at a really good pace. I think for what I did, it was moderately paced, and I think it made for a pleasant viewing experience. Hopefully, that is that's my ultimate goal, is that you guys enjoyed yourselves, because I know that I sure as heck did. Because Brotherhood was a lot of fun. The other cool thing for me is that every time I finish an Assassin's Creed game, Mao gets to play it, because she has to avoid it. She's also invested in the Assassin's Creed series. She's played through 1 and 2, and I know that she's been excited to play through Brotherhood, but I've been playing through it for the last, like, 4, maybe 5 months now, so she hasn't been able to play it. So I know that she is very, very excited to finally jump in and experience what I was talking about. Especially early on in the LP, I would finish a recording session, and a lot of times I'd do it in the day, so she's not home, so she can't even be spoiled on anything. She'd get home, and I'd be like, man, they have all of these cool new elements, you can do this, and she's like, well, stop telling me about it, because I really want to play it. And I'm like, well, you know, it's coming. I didn't really know how long the game would be, but it seems like it's about the length of 2. I think it was pretty much exactly the same length as 2, even. I'm not sure how many episode numbers there are, but I think we may have the exact same amount of episodes as well, which is pretty cool. But Brotherhood was fantastic. Revelation is fantastic. Now, I have been asked if we were going to be covering the DLC, because there was some DLC released for this game, and we are. I had asked you guys right at the beginning if there was anything extra. You said there was DLC, and you also said that it didn't really matter when it was played, but it seemed like it would be preferable to be played at the end. So, this LP is technically over, but we are going to be doing the DLC, so stay on the lookout for that. From what I understand, it's very short, should only take a few episodes, and I think it has something to do with Da Vinci. So I'm not exactly sure exactly what it entails, but it has something to do with the Da Vinci, and that is going to be coming next, essentially. Once again, no idea how long it's going to take, but also you see scrolling up on the screen there, Metal Gear Solid 4. It seems weird, right, seeing the Kojima Entertainment. First off, because Kojima Entertainment is no more, and that is ridiculous, and Konami can go fall in the ditch. But the reason that's in there is because whenever I was looking online at some of the secret stuff and some of the extra stuff, one of the things I saw was there is a Raiden. Is his name Raiden? Raiden, I think is his name. Costume in the game, which is pretty fantastic. I forget exactly how you unlock it, but there is a Raiden costume in the game. Also, I feel like I've seen these parts of the credits before. Is Is it at the end for real this time, or did it restart at some point? I think it's actually at the end. Oh, I made it to the very, very end. Oh, we got a brief glimpse of that. Even though we know for a fact that there's some other stuff going on. I wonder what the... Where's the game going to even drop me at this point? Where can it drop me? Because of what happened. How could the game even let me continue playing? Like, I understand that it wants to, but how? How could it? I'm really curious. Okay. What is this? Am I at the secret clubhouse? Oh, I'm inside. Okay, I'm inside. I bet I can't leave the Animus. Nope. You can't leave the Animus. But of course you can't, because if you could, how would you explain that? Very interesting, though. Very, very interesting. Anyway, that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. The base game is obviously done, but please stay tuned for the DLC, which I believe is called the Vinci Disappearance. Pretty sure that's it. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time when we start the DLC.